for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Easy Mutt. Use code VENOM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's up guys, Venom Fire here back in the video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys another money play in Madden 21 that I like to go to. This one's going to be kind of an underrated play, so it's one that most of you guys probably haven't seen, but it is out of one of the more popular formations. We're going to be running the gun bunch tight end. I'm in the Jets playbook. I do believe this might be in a couple of other playbooks, maybe Detroit. It is a kind of a unique play. Not sure if it's in things like Raiders or not. I honestly didn't look it up, but we're going to be running this mesh play at the bottom. This play is very, very underrated. There's a lot of underrated plays in the gun bunch tight end formation. Even this drive play is pretty solid. You can do things with it. We're not going to use too many abilities. I will use backfield master, but that's pretty much the only ability that we're really going to be rocking with. But yeah, we're going to be running this mesh. I am using the Carolina Panthers, and we will be going up against just some basic zone coverage, show everything against it. Anyways, before we get into the video, I do want to remind you guys to go ahead, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 17K subscribers, so if you're new to the channel or if you're enjoying the content, make sure that you do go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Another thing I want to talk to you guys is going to be about the future content. We do have a couple of months. Of course, we're in the Madden 22 beta right now, so let me know if you want to see more Madden 22 related videos until we actually get the game out, or if you still want to see Madden 21 videos, or if you only want to see gameplays. Just really let me know what you want to see as far as the content is concerned for these last, give or take 2 months until, of course, Madden 22 does release. Because again, I can do some style videos like I've been doing those last 3 days about Madden 22, but of course I can also bring you guys some tips or just strictly gameplays depending on what you want to see. So let me know down below in the comment section, would be much appreciated, just to let me know where you guys' head's at. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the actual video, which is going to be this mesh play. So just taking a look at the mesh play. You see that we got a little nice corner out with Robbie Anderson. We, of course, have a couple of drags. Nice little stock flat route with DJ Moore. But, of course, we're going to be audibling around doing some stuff like that. Now, usually what I like to do with this Robbie Anderson route here is I like to actually turn this into a post route. So, usually I'll motion him across. But I do have a couple of setups where we will keep him as a corner out. It's just the corner out being on the outside puts us in a little bit of a bad spot, so that's usually why I like to use the motion, but you'll see what we end up doing. So the first setup, we're actually not going to need our running back, so you can create this setup with any team, any abilities. So you're going to slant B, you're going to flat A, hitch Y, and then all you're going to do is motion across Robbie Anderson. So we have a little flat, hitch, slant, and then post route. Pretty solid. You'll see just against like a stock cover 3, post route's going to get wide open across the middle of the field. Pretty difficult to user. Usually the user's going to want to stay underneath. Initially, if they see that hitch route, they might sit on it. And the slant route could be opened up, but they could also follow the slant route. Maybe they end up seeing the post, they defend on that side, then your hitch can get open. Because it's in the slot, there should be a little bit more space, or depending on if the user or the hook curl, whatever they have, pulls it down. Now, usually people in this game are going to be running it to where they have the double Mabel. They're only going to have one user in the middle of the field, so in that case, the hitches will be open, but you'll see here, it does a pretty good job. Of course, the zone drops aren't set, so the curl flat will actually end up defending the hitch route, which is kind of weird enough, but you'll see. I'll just run this play a couple more times here. We'll try and like throw this little slant route. You see, of course, if I low ball it, I can potentially complete it, drop the ball there, but you guys know what I mean. This is a pretty bad play choice. I should have picked a different play on defense, but you guys can kind of understand what I mean. We're going to kind of piggyback off that setup though. And what I like to do for this next setup, we're just going to create pretty much the same thing. I'm going to throw RB on a flat and A on a streak. This will just give us better spacing on the field. You'll see I do expect this slant route to be a lot more open. You see it's just way, way, way more open there because we have the streak that's going to pull up everything. So it does make a world of difference. And I would recommend putting this setup over the other setup. Just because of this streak. Of course, you saw the flat route was open as well, so we're going to throw that flat on this play, and you'll see just gets overlooked, doesn't get defended. The post route, of course, also does a pretty good job of pulling up zones, even though it is going the opposite direction. It actually ends up occupying the curl flat zone for a little bit of time, so not too shabby there as far as that's concerned. And then, of course, we saw the slant route on that first play, and now we have the post route. The hitch still will be kind of defended by those other routes, but you just get a low ball and you see it's pretty open. Depending on if you had enough time for it to get to the sideline, the hitch could get opened up, but it can also be a playmaker threat as well. So pretty solid play design there. All right, guys, we're going to go to a new setup, and like I said, we're going to use this corner out as an actual corner out in some of the setups, so that's what we're going to do for this one. What I like to do for this one is I'm going to actually leave DJ Moore and Anderson. They kind of go hand in hand. I like having a corner and a flat, just depending on how adjusty my opponent actually gets. So I do like having those, but we might change that up a bit. What I'm going to do is flat RB. I'm going to actually put Y on a little out route, smart route it like this. With A, I can either put him on a streak or I don't necessarily need him. I can block him, but we're just going to motion over Samuel, create a nice little flood concept like this. And this is just something different because in the bunch tight end formation, concepts like this are pretty rare, where you'll just see a corner out and an in route. Of course, when you motion over this player out of the bunch tight end formation, he's probably expecting a couple of different plays aside from this one. So it can really do a pretty good job of throwing people off. So the next way you could do it is, of course, throw Thomas on a little streak if you wanted to. Of course, I have a couple of other ideas as well on what you could use the tight end for, but you see the in route gets in a pretty good spot. We threw the flat on the first play. The next type of thing you could actually do is I could put B on a little streak, or I could just put Y on the streak. So I could put Y on the streak, I put B on the little in route. I can keep A on his drag since he's already on it because of the stock play, and I can do something like this. So this would be your other option. You get a little streak. This is going to do a pretty good job of opening up the corner out better. Whereas if I were to streak that slot wide receiver, DJ Moore in this case, the corner out I do not think would be as open. So just a little tip there. So if I'm planning on putting him on a streak, I might as well put the slot receiver on the streak. And then, of course, you saw the drag route probably was open. Table route, I assume, was open a little bit as well. So here we're just going to check it down to Ian Thomas in the flat, and you see we're able to pick up a good chunk of change right there on this play design. The next thing that you can do is, let's say I don't want to go with a I don't want to go with a in route. What I can do instead is I can put him on a curl route. So I can still block my tight end. I'll go through all the setups again, but the difference is we just have a curl. This isn't my favorite setup, having two things in the I don't really have any just routes that would bait the user as well. Two routes kind of on the sidelines, what I was trying to say. I don't know why I couldn't say it, but you see there, I accidentally highballed. Not sure why I even did that, but yeah, this setup's not my favorite. I would like to have the tight end threat. You'll see in the other setups they're going to be a little bit better than this. Here, just going to check it down to McCaffrey. The curl route usually will be able to sit. Again, don't expect to have multiple hook curls in the middle of the field. That's not really what people do. So that's not really too big of a concern of mine. It shouldn't be too big of a concern of yours as well. So the next setup again, you can go with this streak Y, curl B, leave A on his route, and put RB on that table route. Of course, you can motion him across. So now I do have kind of a little bit of a better threat. There you see we can lowball the curl, pick up some solid yardage. Of course, we have either the streak, the corner out, or the drag on the other side as well. Usually out of this particular play design, they're going to user the things on the right side. I've noticed that more, and the corner out thing will usually be open. And especially, that's to be kind of expected depending on if he's in a double flat. If he's in a double flat, these setups won't be as good as the other ones just because corner out and flat row will be taken away, so you'll have less of a threat kind of as far as that is concerned. So I just want to go over the setup one more time, then we'll hop into some other things. So again, here's a look, and I'm going to try and throw Robbie Anderson. Now this cover 3 beater kind of does work. It doesn't really work as well against this particular team, but I have seen it where Curtis Samuel can potentially get open. I think the way I set up my defense is where that free safety is actually the inside third, so of course it's not going to work, but potentially if the inside third was coming from that strong side, that strong safety, this cover 3 beater could work a little bit better than that. So let's just go over a couple more things, and then I'll get you guys out of here. So the last things that you could do is maybe create a little flood concept over here. So this is a setup that I had an idea for. I put an out route, smart item, wheel RB, I hitch Y, I leave the flat, so now I have a hitch, a flat, and then of course I can motion over Robbie Anderson, and I'll just go over a couple of different setups with this. This one's not the best because it is a little bit congested, so maybe if I were on the other hash mark, that could work a little bit better. The next thing you can do is go back to this setup where I just drag B, motion them across, and then we have the flood concept. This is going to work a little bit better. You got less congestion, so you see there, able to fit in the out route. And again, these are just ideas. These aren't setups that I really run, but they are a couple of ideas that I had and that would be potentially pretty good to run. I'll show that one again because it was a little bit better. Snap it here. Now I isolate it, and now maybe I get a little space for that player. Although the outside third doesn't really bite on that corner out as well, so the corner out actually, it kind of works in your favor because the corner out's going to get a little bit more open right there. But I'll just show it one more time. And of course, I could run the play kind of stock if I wanted to. If I wanted to run the play like this, I certainly could just run it like this. Of course, you have things going to the sidelines. It's not my favorite in a meta like this, but it could work. You could probably see how it could work as well. So that's pretty much going to do for the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you go ahead and smack the like button. Again, let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see going forward these last couple months in regards to the content. Make sure you go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, link will be down in the description, and peace. I'm out of here.